Today I'm going to be showing you guys 31 reasons why your website may not be ranking higher on Google. Now, I have broke it down into sub-level topics as to why a website might not rank, because there's obviously so many reasons why a website couldn't rank. But we've obviously got domain ranking factors, page level ranking factors, backlink related factors, user engagement ranking factors, social signals, and we've also got brand ranking factors as well. And we're also got a little bit of a wrap up right at the end. But we're going to break this down. As you can see, I have literally just uploaded this blog article through to my website. So feel free, if you guys want a quick read, head over to the link in the description, or just go to casualdash.com, click on algorithms, and it is the first blog article here, reasons why your website isn't ranking higher, 31 reasons. But let's get into it.
One common issue that all website owners and business owners have is that they don't know what they need when it comes to SEO. This is why I've created the Traffic Accelerator system. The Traffic Accelerator system tells you exactly how many backlinks your website is missing, how many articles you need to publish on your website to gain topical authority, and also what internal link anchors you should be using on your website. You see, I've spoken to tons of business owners over the years, and one commonality that they all have is that they think they need to spend a lot of money to get SEO to work. In reality, that's not the case. The Traffic Accelerator system is actually designed to reduce your cost by taking guesswork out of SEO. If you want the Traffic Accelerator system for your website and you want to rank higher on Google, click the link down below. It's only $195 to get the audit for your website. Now back to the video.
So domain ranking factors, right? So obviously at a domain level, we do have fin content pages. So in some cases, websites do publish fin articles on their website, and it can actually lower the entire quality of your domain. Now, if I actually take a look, I've actually got a couple of these examples on my own website that I am working through to actually improve upon. But if I actually click on one of my blog articles here, this is a little bit well optimized. Let's see if I can actually find a page as an example to show you guys. On page SEO checklist. Let's take a look at this. So as you can see, there is literally no content on this. There's literally just a subheading, and that is it. So what you want to be doing is actually auditing your website to make certain that you are actually getting rid of any fin content pages, or actually improving upon fin content pages. I've actually given a little bit of a pro tip here. You can use Screaming Frog to identify fin pages on your website, because what Screaming Frog does is it'll crawl all of your web pages, and it'll tell you like, hey, you've got 13 pages that all have 50 words of content, and that would be a good starting point. Then we've got reason number 2. So reason number 2 could be domain age. Now, with domain age, obviously, if you've recently just purchased the domain like 2 days ago or 48 hours ago, you're going to have a much harder chance or much harder time to actually gaining that domain authority and also getting out of the actual sandbox. So if your domain is new, focus on high quality content and strong backlinks, and you will be able to actually accelerate your way to the top of Google. Which leads me to reason number 3. Reason number 3 is what's called the Google Sandbox. And basically, if you have just recently acquired a domain, Google kind of doesn't trust that domain as it would do with a 5-year-old domain. So what we want to actually do is get out of the Google Sandbox. And again, like what I mentioned before, focus on high quality content, focus on social signals as well. Don't just focus solely on SEO, and obviously doing link building as well. So trying to get referral traffic through to our website. We then have got reason number 4. So reason number 4 is lack of actual domain authority. So low domain authority can make rankings for competitive keywords challenging. what we want to be basically doing here is focus on building links from reputable sites. Tools like Ahrefs and SEMrush are pretty decent at showing what backlinks your competitors have that you don't have, and basically that's when we want to start doing outreach. So let's say, for example, if I'm analyzing my website and I see that my competitors have a backlink from Ahrefs, SEMrush, and let's say Forbes, I would want to essentially try to get a link on those websites. In some cases it can be difficult, but if you actually do a correct outreach system, you can definitely improve your domain authority. Reason number 5. So if we have got a lack of silo specific backlinks, so silos can obviously help organize your content, and backlinks within these silos, they're crucial for topical authority as well. Now, if you actually take a look at my website, so we've got actually a few different silos, right? So we've got algorithm, we have tools, we have link building, we have on-page SEO, right? We should also, so we've got 4 different silos that are talking about 4 different aspects of SEO. Now, if we were to actually take a look at, let's say, a dental website, right? If we do, not now, we'll do dentists in Miami, right? If we take a look at, for example, these guys, what you'll typically find is that every single website, or a lot of websites, they have silo-specific content. So, for example, these guys, they have obviously dental implants, right? Now, if we actually take a look at their website as a whole, so if we do site : and if we do dental implants, so as you can see, they've got a lot of dental implant specific articles, but they also have got dental implant as an actual service. So as you can see, they've got a lot of dental implant related articles, which then internally link back up to their dental implants page. So that is another reason. And then obviously, when you're building out some of these silos, it's obviously natural to acquire links to these silos. So what you want to be doing when you're focusing on domain authority is building links to your homepage. But when you're thinking, or when you're lacking silo specific backlinks, I might only want to build some links through to this page, which is talking about why your website isn't ranking. Or in this case, if I am the dental practice in Miami, I might want to build some links through to their dental implants Miami page, right? So just bear that in mind. That might be another reason as to why a certain page on your website might not be ranking. Then we've got Google penalty. So receiving a manual action or algorithmic penalty can severely impact your site rankings. Regularly monitor Google Search Console for any penalties and address the issues promptly. If penalized, submit a reconsideration request after fixing this problem. I do actually have another blog article, both in the actual algorithm section on my website, where you guys can read through this article. This is probably like a 3,000 word article on how to recover traffic. So if you guys have potentially lost traffic and you're trying to gain that traffic back up to where you were, take a look at this. There is also a video here where I go into detail as to why you might have lost certain traffic as well, right? So page level ranking factors. So we've got low SEO scores on pages. So if your page SEO score is low, ranking high becomes more difficult. So use tools like Surfer SEO or ClearScope to improve your on-page SEO, including keywords, usage, meta, and content structure. I am actually working on a tool that will do this, so stick around, and when it is actually released, I will actually show you guys this. So hit the subscribe button once it is live. I will let you guys know. And then we've got lack of keywords in content, preferably high up the page. So keywords that appear high up in the content send a strong relevance to search engines. So what I mean by that is if you have LSIs, if you have secondary keywords, if you have your primary keyword that you're trying to rank for higher up the actual content, that will actually make a big impact. If we actually read this content, right? So for example, we've got thin content, we have technical SEO, errors, we have backlink toxicity, we have poor user experience, 31 critical reasons. That's an LSI to 31 reasons why your website isn't ranking. So as you can see, this content, it actually has a lot of secondary keywords high up the content. So that's something that you want to focus on. Place your primary keywords within the first 100 words of your page to help search engines identify the content's focus early on. Negative, so I actually have included a negative for this section as well. So keyword stuffing can result in poor user experience and a Google penalty. So always aim for natural keyword placement, right? So this article that we're looking at, it is very keyword rich, but it isn't a spammy keyword rich. So just focus on that as well. Don't just do high keyword density. That's a very outdated tactic as well. Then we've got reason number 9, missing schema markup can cause your content to lose out on enhanced features like rich snippets. Add relevant schema such as FAQ or product markup to help search engines better understand your content. So if we take a look at, let's do Herman Miller Arion chair, right? Now, if we actually take a look here, to actually get like the price and the in stock and stuff like that, this requires product schema. So having certain schema within your actual website can definitely actually attract more clicks through to your actual web page. You can also get into certain things like this, like the actual rich snippets here. Let's see if we can actually find a local business schema. So if I do, for example, lawyers in Miami, let's see if there are anybody. There's actually nobody that's using local business schema, it looks like. Usually you're able to actually see the stars of the actual business, so that's one thing that you can definitely add in. Then we've got LSI keywords. So for anybody that doesn't know what LSI stands for, it stands for latent semantic indexing. Keywords can help search engines contextualize your content, so include synonyms, related terms to enrich your content. Use tools like LSI Graph to discover related keywords. So if any of you guys have never used LSI Graph, this is it here. Pretty decent tool. It actually does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. So it'll tell you related keywords to the keyword that you're trying to actually rank for as well. I should actually have an outbound link going through to this tool because that would actually create a better user experience. But I'll actually add in a few extra bits after I've recorded this video as well. Then you've got unique content. So duplicated content won't help you rank and even may lead to a penalty. Ensure every page on your website offers unique, valuable content. Tools like Copyscape can help check for duplicate content. So, for example, right, there are a lot of articles on reasons why your website isn't ranking, but this is based off of the reasons why I do consulting. So for example, I do a lot of consulting with people and they're not ranking for a keyword that they're trying to rank higher for, and these are the reasons why I have put this article together. It's very hard for somebody to try and replicate what I've done here. So that's why I'm trying to say like unique content is actually super important, making it certain that it obviously is SEO optimized and it's getting a high SEO score as well. That's also very important. Then reason number 12, we have got length of content. Now, this is a little bit of a side note for number 12. I'm not trying to say that having a 12,000 word article is going to rank you higher, right? But if we are talking about a detailed guide on why your website isn't ranking higher, and the content on your website only has 3 reasons, and the content on my website has 31 reasons, and it's covering a much broader spectrum of reasons as to why a website isn't ranking, I'm going to basically say that my content's going to be better. But that's not to say that you need 6,000 word articles or 12,000 word articles. That's not the case at all. Now, again, I'm actually going to put a caveat to this because I've said aim for content that's over 1,500 words for competitive topics, but focus on quality over quantity. This being said, don't go and just willy-nilly write 1,500 words. It needs to be qualitative content. Like the actual content on this page, it's not 1,500 words. It's a lot of like broken down reasons as to why a website's not ranking. So just bear that in mind. Another reason is table of contents. So a table of contents, or TOC, improves user experience and can lead to a better rankings. Now, I actually have a TOC on the left-hand side here. I just think it looks a little bit cleaner. It's kind of out the way, but it's not out the way, if that makes sense. Add a TOC, especially for long-form content, to enhance navigation. This also increases the chances of gaining site links in the SERPs as well. Now, one thing that I will also say about this is, like, for example, if this article was to rank for, or so if somebody was to search on Google, like, why is my website not ranking in terms of off-page SEO, right? If I have a table of contents, they might be able to click the site link and just, it automatically scrolls them down to like point number 25, for example. So they don't need to go all the way through all of the bullet points. So that's why TOC can definitely help, especially if you're writing those longer articles, those longer blog articles. Multimedia, right? So this page that we're looking at right now is probably the worst example of a multimedia rich blog article. This will obviously change over the next like few days because I'm actually going to create some actual images, and I'm also going to embed this video that you're watching right now on this page, right? But if we actually take a look at this article, right? This article I actually done last month, and if we take a look here, we've got one video, we've got one image, we've got a third image, fourth image, 5 images, 6 images, 7, 8 images throughout the actual content, right? And the reason why I've actually created images and I've created a video and stuff like that is, I don't know about you guys, but in some cases, I hate reading blog articles. I much rather looking at images, or I much rather looking at or watching videos. It's quite funny that I'm actually saying that because I am an SEO. My job is to rank content higher on Google, and I'm saying I don't like reading content, right? But the reason for that is because I just don't like reading long form pieces. I'd much rather watch a video like this because I just feel like I can relate a little bit more. I can get a better understanding of the reasons as to why the website's not ranking, for example, if that's the video that I'm watching, right? So the reason why I've said you should be doing multimedia rich content on your web pages is incorporating videos, images, and infographics can enhance user engagement, which in turn can improve rankings, right? Now, if we actually take a look at this page, right, this page, pretty multimedia rich. It's got one video, it's got, I think 6 or 7 images that I said before, but in some cases, I am just talking about like very advanced theories. Like, for example, this image is talking about content pruning, and that's basically like removing articles on your web page or on your website, right? This is really advanced, and I just don't think that having a article on content pruning is. I just don't see it as being very easy to understand, if that makes sense. So that's the reason why I actually decided to create this as an image form, as opposed to just writing a 500 or 600 word section on this. And then same goes with other sections as well. So it can also kind of drive the point home that you're trying to make within your content when you actually have media rich articles. Fresh content. So regularly updating content shows that your site is active and relevant. Regularly refresh old articles with updated data and insights to maintain relevance and rankings. One thing that I will say is, for example, if any of you guys are in the law firm or in the law industry, for example, laws sometimes change. And if you do have outdated content on your website, Google can definitely or demote your website, especially if your competitors have updated their content. And I am losing my voice. So then we've got reason number 16, and that is outbound links. Like what I mentioned before, I was talking about a certain tool, which was LSI Graph. I should actually be linking out to them because it's a good user journey, right? Now, in some cases, if you are talking about a certain subject, or let's say, for example, if you have potentially learned about a new subject from another website, it's always a good reason to actually link out and actually cite that website. Like, for example, by the way, if you guys can see some steam, do not worry. Like, my house is not on fire. I've just made a tea because I'm losing my voice. But as you can see here, like in my other article, I am talking about cost of information retrieval, and I have actually linked to a well-detailed article of like what is information retrieval. That was a really good example of actually linking to a trustworthy source. It doesn't always necessarily need to be linking to Wikipedia and stuff like that. So, for example, in this article, I could be linking out to 2 or 3 different tools. Like I've mentioned SEMrush, I've mentioned Screaming Frog, I've mentioned Ahrefs, I've mentioned LSI Graph. All of those, they're reputable companies, and it makes sense to link out to them. And then we have got internal links. So internal links help distribute link equity and guide users through your site. Reviewing your internal links structure, ensuring all important pages are linked to frequently, using Screaming Frog to identify orphaned pages. So one thing that is really important about orphaned pages is they don't get any link equity. They don't actually get any power. So if you were to even get some of the best links point through to your website, but if you have orphaned pages on your site, they're just going to always be at a kind of like a negative. You're always going to be pushing them down. So make certain that you don't actually have any orphaned pages, or if you do, start building some internal links to those pages. Supplementary content. So supplementary content, FAQs, related articles, guides, enhance the value of the page. Now, what I mean by that is, if we go back to that dentists in Miami example, right? And if we take a look at their site, so if I actually just do a site colon on their site here, right? And if we do, let's say, teeth whitening, you will see that they actually have a lot of supplementary content that actually internally links through to their teeth whitening service page, right? So, for example, they actually offer this as an actual service, teeth whitening, but they've got a lot of blog articles here, as you can see, that are talking about the pros and cons of teeth whitening, how a cosmetic dentist whitens teeth, what to ask your cosmetic dentist about teeth whitening. So they've got a lot of supplementary content that helps support their page that would be teeth whitening in Miami. That's the keyword. That's the ultimate keyword that they want to try and rank for. But to do that, you obviously need supplementary content, or what I like to call supporting articles. Add relevant supplementary content that supports the main topic. Use FAQs or related links to boost Use FAQs or related links to boost user engagements and dwell time. There we go. Keyword at the start of the title tag. Placing your target keyword at the beginning of your title tag can improve rankings. Rework title tags to include your primary keyword, ensuring that they still read naturally. So many websites that I actually see that just have home as their page title for their actual homepage. But in reality, this is what you want, right? So dentists in Miami, that's the keyword that they want to try and rank for. And then they've got like a secondary keyword, which is like local dentist, Miami, smile dental, right? So the keyword that you're trying to rank for should be in your actual page title. I know I'm probably sucking eggs here for some of the more advanced guys, but make certain that you guys are doing that, especially if you're kind of newer in the actual SEO space. A negative to this, so avoid over-optimizing title tags by stuffing multiple keywords. This can appear spammy to both users and search engines. Now, the last thing we want to be doing is just having dentist in Miami, dental practice Miami, dental Miami, right? Just don't over-optimize it. Just do it so it makes sense to the actual reader. Then we've got keyword frequency. So use your main keyword frequently. Keyword stuffing can lead to penalties, so just make certain that you're not keyword stuffing. Some pages that I actually look at, and some people are like, why am I not ranking for lawyers in Miami, or whatever the keyword is? I look at their content and they don't even have that phrase within their content, or they don't have the secondary LSIs within their content. So just make certain that you are actually getting your keyword throughout your content. Aim for natural keyword frequency. Tools like ClearScope can help you find an optimal keyword density without overdoing it. So if you guys have never heard of ClearScope, I'll show you. This is the tool here. I won't click on their PPC listing, but this is the tool. It basically tells you like how many times you should have the keyword in your content. There's other tools like phrase.io as well. It's another one. There's Surfer SEO and so on and so forth. So then we are going into backlink ranking factors. So the reason number 21, we have got lack of inner page backlinks. So backlinks only pointing to your homepage won't benefit inner pages and their ranking potential. So focus on building backlinks to inner pages such as blog posts or service pages to distribute authority throughout your site. Now, again, a little bit of a caveat to this is because the wording on this I'm actually going to tweak in just a second, but if you're building links to your homepage, what you want to be making certain that you're doing is you're actually interlinking through to your service pages as well. But in some cases that's not enough, and sometimes inner pages do just need their own backlinks as well. So just make certain that you are actually focusing on that. Then we have got reason number 22. So over optimizing backlink anchors, using exact match anchors excessively can lead to penalties for over optimization. Diversify your anchor text with branded, natural, and partial match phrases. Avoid over optimization penalties. So, for example, right, if I'm trying to rank higher for 31 reasons why your website isn't ranking higher, I might have a backlink and the anchor of that backlink to this page, with the anchor being like Kajra Dash. It might be why your website isn't ranking higher, reasons why your website isn't ranking higher, Kajra Dash's reasons, or Kajra Dash's top reasons as to why your website isn't ranking higher. There's all of these different anchors that you can use for this page, but a lot of people, they actually end up over optimizing their anchors, and they just go with reasons why your website isn't ranking, reasons why your website isn't ranking, reasons why your website isn't ranking 2024, right? That's just over optimizing. You're going to get penalized by Google, so make certain that you're not doing that. Then we've got reason number 23, and that is toxic backlinks. So one thing to bear in mind is that every backlink has kind of like a score, right? And in some cases, you can get some seriously good links and they pass some seriously high scores through to your website, or some high clout to your website. And Google realizes that, and they actually boost your rankings. But in some cases, you can get what's called a toxic backlink from low spammy websites, and it can actually hurt your actual rankings as well. So you can actually go in the negative way, or in the opposite way. So use tools like link research tools to identify toxic backlinks. Disavow these links via Google Search Console to protect your website's health. Now, if you are just starting out and you barely have any links, I probably wouldn't worry about this as such, unless you've potentially got some dodgy backlinks. You might have got like a $20 or a $50 gig or something like that. But on the grand scheme of things, Smaller websites might not need to worry about this, but again, this completely comes down to what your actual SEO history has been like. If you've potentially bought like a spammy gig, you might need to actually get a disavow. Then we've got user engagement ranking factors. So slow website, relying too much on plugins. Now, this is one thing that I actually had an issue probably about 2 or 3 years ago myself, and this was when I probably wasn't as of an advanced SEO as I am now, but I would install so many plugins, like one plugin for FAQs, one plugin for carousels, one plugin for SEO, one plugin for caching, etc., right? And what I ended up realizing is, first of all, your website is way more prone to get hacked. So that's one thing. But second of all, you don't need as many plugins as you probably think, and they also do end up slowing down your website. So just remember that. A few things that you can obviously do to minimize the slowness. Like, let's say for example you have got 32 plugins on your website. First of all, go through all of the plugins that you actually have installed on your website. Make certain that you are using them. If you're not, you can get rid of them. But then you can also use certain things like caching to speed up your website, and also consider using a CDN like Cloudflare for faster load times. Now, what Cloudflare does is basically it kind of acts like something in between your host and what the actual visitor sees. And in some cases, if somebody from India is checking out your website for the first time, that might take very, very long, because your server might be hosted in Miami or it might be hosted in UK. So think of the actual delay. But what Cloudflare does is it kind of reads your content and it stores like a cached version on their actual network. So if somebody tries to access your website from Japan, it's actually a lot quicker. So highly recommend checking out Cloudflare if you guys aren't on it already. Also kind of helps in case if you guys are getting DDoS attacked and stuff like that. So Cloudflare, 10 out of 10 recommendation. Then we have got mobile optimization. So reason number 25, with Google's mobile first indexing, poorly optimized pages can hurt your rankings. So ensure your site is fully responsive. Test it across different mobile devices using Google Mobile Friendly Test Tool. Now, one thing that I will say, and I've said this before in other videos as well, is I believe probably about 3 years ago now, it might have been like 2020 or 2021, Google actually swapped over to mobile first indexing, and they actually came out and said, like, we do have an issue when it comes to mobile first indexing, because not that many websites at the time were actually that well optimized on actual mobile. So if you are getting potentially a website redesigned, or if you are looking to actually check your website, make certain to actually look at it on the mobile friendly view. So you can actually do that by right clicking anywhere, and if you click on the actual tab here, I don't know if you guys can see that, it's like a laptop and then like a phone. You can actually select which device here. So if we actually go to, like, for example, if we go to iPhone 14 Pro Max, this is what my website looks like. If we also go to 100%, so this is what my website looks like. Fairly mobile friendly. There's nothing really wrong with the page, but just make certain that, like, your content is actually within the borders, because in some cases, people rely too much on desktop first designs. So that's one thing you want to make certain that you're actually doing. Then we've got reason number 26. So now we're actually looking at social signals ranking factors. So reason number 26, lack of social signals. So weak social engagement can reduce your content's visibility and overall traffic. Promote your content across social media platforms. Encourage shares and interactions to build visibility and indirectly boost SEO. So this is one thing that people just don't really kind of do. And for example, right now you're watching this video and you're gonna check out this blog article, or I hope you do anyway. And that is actually referral traffic from YouTube, but that indirectly helps my SEO rankings as well, because if you land on this web page, you might read this article for maybe 4 or 5 minutes, or maybe a couple minutes, and that is actually dwell time on the page, and that indirectly impacts my SEO score. So make certain that you're doing that as well. One thing that I will say as well is that this might not be like a high ROI task for some of you guys. Like if say for example you're just starting out your website, you're probably going to want to focus on topical authority, or building actually backlinks, and then you might want to focus more so on actual social signals. Because if you don't have any content on your website, there's nothing to share. There's nothing to talk about on social media. So just focus on that first. Then we've got brand signals. So lack of brand signals, weak brand presence online can affect Google perception of your site and authority. Focus on building awareness through PR, influencer marketing, and social media. Collaborate with other authoritative websites in your industry. So if I was to Google my name, for example, right, you will see that obviously I've got my website, I've got YouTube, I've got Twitter, I've got a YouTube carousel, I've got my Instagram, I've got Searcheroo, I've got The Sun, Brighton SEO, FatRank, and the list goes on and on. I've got Udemy here as well, and so on and so forth, right? If we were to take a look at, let's think of a brand. Let's take a look at a law firm in London, right? Farrer and Co. Right, Farrer and Co. As you can see, right. Well, actually, I've got a Wikipedia page. Now, again, some cases you guys might not be able to do a Wikipedia, but actually having like a LinkedIn page, Instagram, they're on like a Chambers of Commerce as well. They've got their Twitter, they've got their Instagram. You can very quickly see that they have got a lot of brand signals that actually make you trust that brand. And then we're just going to wrap up real quick with the last 3 reasons. So some cases, and people might not like to hear this, the competitor content is better. So if your competitors have more in-depth content, valuable content, it's hard to outrank them. What I would do is, if, say for example, you're position number 4 and you're like scratching your head why, or you might be even position number 15. Look at who's number 1, and without being biased, actually take a look at the content that they have, positions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say. Analyze their content and see what they've got and what you are missing on the page. Is it there? Have they got potentially some images that you don't have? Have they got a video that you don't have? Have they got potentially some FAQ questions that you don't have? Have they got supplementary content that you don't have? Think of all of those reasons as to why that website might be ranking higher than you. So analyze competitor content with tools like Ahrefs, SEMrush, identify gaps in your content and make sure you're providing better value. EAT signals. So Google prioritizes sites with expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness, EAT. And if you lack these signals, your rankings may suffer. Enhance your about page, cite authoritative sources, and build trust through user reviews and mentions on reputable sites. Again, like what I mentioned before, this is a reputable website. Like this isn't going to go anywhere, if that makes sense. Like this website would be hard to, for these guys to get impacted by a core algorithm update, because they've got so much trust signals. Like they've got a Twitter, they've got Instagram, they've got a Wikipedia page, so on and so forth. Content pruning. So what I was mentioned before, if you guys do want a little bit more on content pruning, check out the traffic recovery guide that I've got on my website. So outdated or irrelevant content can drag your site's overall SEO down. Regularly audit your content and remove outdated blog posts. Use Google Analytics to identify low performing pages. You can also use Screaming Frog as well. And then reason number 31, and this is probably one of the most important reasons I would probably say, is taking action and also hiring a consultant. Like, I know that some of you guys, like, this might sound like a shameless plug. It's not, but if, say for example, your strong point in SEO is you are really good at writing well-optimized SEO content, going to town on making certain that you're covering the topic in its entirety, but you have no clue on technical SEO, or you have zero clue on off-page SEO, you should probably just hire somebody like myself. Like, I can help you, I can guide you with that type of stuff. So, yeah. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like. And if you guys do want to hire a SEO consultant, make certain to check out Kazra Dash. Click the contact button either in this content or all the way up here, and you can work with me. I can help you out. I can figure out as to why your website's not ranking, and I can give you a clear path as to what you need to be doing to rank higher in Google. But that has been 31 reasons as to why your website is not ranking. It's been a 40-minute video. I'm hoping that you guys are still awake by the end of this video. If you guys are, leave a comment. Say that you are still awake, because I'm actually interested to see how many of you guys made it to the end. But as always, please remember to leave a like. And if you guys do want a growth strategy call, check out kazradash.com and fill in the contact form. Thanks.